everyone, today I want to share 5 small money habits that have genuinely transformed my life. And the best part is, these habits are simple, they're actionable, and you can start implementing them today with very little lift required. If you're new here, my name is Mitchell and I work in the accounting field, and in my free time I enjoy diving into personal finance topics. And real quick, if you find these types of videos helpful, please consider subscribing down below. Now, let's dive right in. Habit number 1, watching YouTube. Yes, you heard me right. Spending time watching YouTube actually has helped me to make more money. A few years ago, I realized I was spending a lot of my free time on YouTube, but back then, most of what I consumed was entertainment content, which, don't get me wrong, there's absolutely a time and a place for that sort of content. However, I decided to shift some of that screen time toward educational content, specifically financial education. YouTube is an absolute goldmine for personal finance knowledge, with channels like Graham Stephan, Dave Ramsey, and Daniel Braun, among many others, have been game changers for me. These creators share practical advice on budgeting, investing, credit cards, and loads of other wealth building tips. By consuming their content, I've easily 100x'd my financial knowledge without spending a single penny. Think of it this way: if you're already spending time on YouTube, why not allocate some of that time to learning? If you spend an hour on YouTube every day, consider spending 1/4 of that time watching one 15-minute video about personal finance or business, and you will already be miles ahead. The beauty of platforms like YouTube is that you can find experts breaking down complex topics into easy to understand quick lessons that people used to have a financial advisor for. And who knows, that one video you watch might spark an idea that changes your entire financial trajectory and the financial trajectory of your family. To make the most of this habit, I've even created a playlist of financial education videos that I don't necessarily want to watch in the moment, but I think would be useful, and I just save them for later. And then, when I do use 15 minutes to dedicate to learning, I go to that playlist and watch one of the videos. This ensures that I always have high quality content at my fingertips instead of needing to spend time looking around for something informative. This simple shift in how you use YouTube can make a huge difference in your financial life. Habit number 2, setting up automatic investments. Now, let's talk about something that takes just a few minutes to set up, but can pay off for decades: automating your investments. When I first started investing, I would manually transfer money to my brokerage account and then decide what to invest in. While this worked, it wasn't easy, and something that I've learned is that reducing friction as much as possible is one of the best ways to practice smart money habits. And that's why I love doing simple things such as automating my investments. And here's how it works. Connect your bank account to your brokerage account, set up a recurring deposit, and schedule a recurring trade for a stock or fund you're interested in. Whether it's an index fund like the S&P 500 or shares in your favorite company, the key is consistency. Automation removes the guesswork, friction, and emotional decision making from investing. You don't have to wonder whether you'll have money left to invest at the end of the month because it's already taken care of. And trust me, when you check your investment account a few years down the line, you'll likely be amazed at how much it's grown. The earlier you start, the more powerful compound interest becomes. So, the best practice is to just set it and forget it. And the way I have this set up is that my bank account is connected to Robinhood, from which my money is moved from my bank to Robinhood on every 1st and 15th of the month. And then from there, my recurring investment in my favorite ETFs occurs. As always, do your own research and don't take this as investing advice. This is just what seems to work for me. There's tons of ways to invest, and many brokerage platforms now offer services that can help you pick investments based on your goals and risk tolerance. Overall, the initial setup might take 30 minutes, but once it's done, your investments will grow on autopilot. This habit has been one of the most stress-free ways to ensure I'm taking advantage of compound interest over time. Habit number 3, writing down my financial goals. This next habit might sound simple, but it's incredibly effective. I started doing this recently, and it's been a game changer, and there's actual research that backs this habit. According to studies, you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down. Why? Because writing creates clarity and commitment. It forces you to define what you want and keeps it top of mind. Here's how I approach it. At the beginning of the year, I wrote down my financial goals, which, by the way, if you're curious, you can check out the video I did on those up here. But anyways, you don't have to do it right at the start of the year, but you can just do it now and start today. But these can be short-term goals like saving for a vacation, or year-long goals like maxing out retirement contributions. Whatever they are, make sure your goal is challenging but also attainable. Then, Make sure to revisit these goals over time and see if you need to pivot in order to achieve them. For example, if your goal is to save $1,000 for a beginner emergency fund, I'd break it down into saving $250 a month for 4 months, and there you go. You've completed your goal. This practice makes the goal feel more achievable and helps to stay on track. If this seems like a heavy lift, start small. Even writing down 1 or 2 financial goals that you want to achieve this month is a great place to start. It could be as simple as saving $100 or paying off a specific credit card. This takes no more than 10 minutes, but you will reap the rewards quickly. Over time, you'll find that this habit not only improves your finances, but also boosts your overall sense of capability and confidence. Habit number 4, checking in on my bank accounts and credit cards at least twice a month. Now, I know this habit might not sound glamorous, but again, it's incredibly effective. Here's why this is important and something I would implore everybody to do. Quite simply, the more in tune you are with your finances, the easier it is to stay on track. When I started doing this, I noticed patterns in my spending that I hadn't been aware of. For instance, I realized I was spending way more on dining out than I budgeted for. By catching these trends early, I made adjustments to my spending habits before things could get out of hand. And I recommend reviewing your accounts at least twice a month, and you could either plan these days in advance or just hold yourself to it, whichever works best for you. For example, you could do it on the 1st and the 15th of the month if you find having a consistent day makes it easier. During these check-ins, look at your bank and credit card accounts and see what you've been spending on. This is also helpful because it allows you to monitor it if for whatever reason your credit card was stolen or leaked. You would see the charges coming across before too much time has lapsed. This habit is also a great way to ensure you're sticking to your financial goals. If, like we said, you set a goal to save $250 this month, a mid-month check-in could help you to see if you're on track or if you need to adjust. To make this process even easier, consider using budgeting spreadsheets or apps, and many of these tools categorize your spending automatically and provide insights into your financial habits. The more aware you are of your money, the less stressed you will be about it. Habit number 5, stop following the pack. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, stop following the pack. If you want extraordinary finances, you can't keep doing what the average person does. Consider these statistics. 46% of Americans have credit card debt. Only 44% of Americans can afford an unexpected $1,000 expense, and between 20 and 28% have $0 in retirement savings. These numbers show that doing the same thing as an average Joe won't lead you to where you want to be. Here's an example. Let's say your friends are always buying designer clothes or the latest tech items. It's tempting to join in, especially if you feel pressure to keep up. But if you know you can't afford it, don't follow suit, and instead really lock in on your own financial goals. This habit requires discipline, but it's worth it. Instead of spending recklessly, educate yourself. Read books, watch videos, and learn about strategies to build wealth. By going against the grain, you'll set yourself up for long-term success. One thing that I found useful is surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who prioritize financial freedom. And whether it's with your friends or following inspiring figures on social media, staying connected with people who share your values can help you resist the urge to conform. Remember, it's your financial journey, and your future self will thank you for staying true to your goals. With that, thank you very much for watching, and consider checking out this video over here that YouTube thinks you would like as well.